For today's class, you may need a blanket for your knees at some parts, but that's really up to you. We'll start in a seated position. So as you find your way to your seated position, begin to bring your awareness to the movement of the breath through the body. For the first few moments, let the body just find its way into a more static seated position. And as you fully and comprehensively start to embrace the movement of the breath, then maybe let some movement just naturally occur throughout the body. You can keep the eyes softly closed or blink them open, but wherever you are, begin to shift forward to tabletop. Keep this movement going as you land the hands on the mat. And remember throughout class to let your movements occur as naturally as possible. Go ahead and step the knees back about a knee print or so and lower everything to the mat. Slide the fingertips wide, point the elbows up. Roll the shoulders back and help peel the upper body off the mat, lift up through the crown of the head. Exhale, lower back down. Two more with the breath just like that. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Once more, inhale, rise. Exhale, lower back down. Stack the forearms in front of you. Bring the chin or the forehead to the forearms. And then bend the knees and sway the shins side to side behind you. Using the momentum of the swaying action, you'll roll to the left, land the right foot on the ground, cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh. So you're in a very simple reclined pigeon position. You could lift the right knee into the chest, or you could just sway the hips and legs here a little bit side to side. And then on an exhale, you'll roll back to the center position. Knees stay bent, forearms cross in front of you. Sway the shins. On your next exhale, roll to the right. Land the outer left foot, cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh. And again, your option for your reclined pigeon pose here. As you uncross the right ankle, roll back to center. Knees again are still bent. Now bring the forearms to ground, elbows under shoulders. Dig the knees into the mat behind you on the exhale. Lift the hips and thighs off the ground. So we'll call this more of a supported forearm plank. Then you'll extend the legs back behind you, tuck the toes, lift the knees to a full forearm plank. Exhale, lower the knees, rebend the knees, supported forearm plank, squeeze the heels towards the sits bones. Extend the legs back, tuck the toes, inhale, lift the knees, forearm plank. Two more like that. Exhale, lower the knees. Extend the legs, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Extend the legs, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower the knees. Lower the thighs and hips. Cross the forearms in front of you. Sway the shins side to side. On the exhale, roll to the left. Land the right foot, cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh. This time stay or start to lift the hips up towards the ceiling any amount. It does not have to be an incredibly deep bridge position, especially as we're taking this with one leg, but just let the hips start to extend upwards. Then exhale, lower the hips back to mat, roll through center, and roll to the right. Land the left foot across the right ankle. And again, start to pick the hips up to the ceiling on the second side. Exhale, lower the hips, roll back to center. Land the forearms, elbows under shoulders. Exhale, pick up the hips, pick up the thighs. Extend the legs back, tuck the toes, inhale, lift the knees. Exhale, lower knees, heels towards sits bones. 3 more. 3. 2. 1. We'll end in forearm plank and we'll hold for 5. 4. 3. 2. On 1, lower the knees. Toes can be tucked or untucked as you press the hips back towards the heels, child's pose. Lower the forehead towards the ground and rock the hips a little bit side to side. Together, take a full inhale breath through the nose. Open mouth, audibly exhale. Place the fingertips in line with the knees, inhale, round the spine up to a seated position. So this could be a part where you slide a blanket under your knees for these 2 segments that we'll do back to back. But again, that's up to you if you have sensitive knees or not. Shift the hips towards the right heel, pick up the left shin, extend the left leg forward in front of you and hover the left heel. Now land the left heel, pick up the hips, exhale, bend into the left knee, drive the hips towards the left heel. Inhale, extend the left leg, move the hips back towards the right heel. Exhale, bend the left knee, move hips forward, maybe even lift the heel of the left foot off the ground. Inhale, re-extend through the left leg as the hips move back, lift the left foot off the ground completely. On the exhale, land the left shin next to the right shin, sit hips to heels. Shift the hips to the left heel, extend the right leg forward. Now land the right foot, exhale, bend into right knee, hips move forward. Inhale, extend through the right leg, hips move towards left heel. Exhale, right knee bends, maybe lift the right heel. Inhale, extend through the right leg, this time lift the right foot off the ground. Slide right shin to left shin, sit the hips back to the heels. Now come to stand on the shins. You'll squeeze the heels towards the sits bones as you lean the upper body forward. Tilt forward on the knees just as far as you can control it. Might not be very far at all. Now tuck the toes behind you. You'll move straight to deep squat. Drive the hips back to lift the knees. Lower heels to ground. Good. Lower the knees to ground. Try to lift the shins and feet off the ground as quickly as possible. Squeeze heels towards sits bones. Control it. Tuck the toes, sit back, deep squat. Once more, shift forward, land the knees, hover the shins. Tuck the toes, sit back, deep squat. This time, lower the shins to ground. Untuck the toes, sit the hips back to the heels. Shift the hips to the right heel, pick up the left shin, extend the left leg forward. You could land the left foot or keep the foot lifted. Lift the hips off the right heel. Now step the left foot forward, exhale, bend into the left knee. Inhale, extend through left leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Inhale, extend through the left leg, lift the left foot. Again, you could lower the left shin first or sit the hips to the right heel, then left shin to right shin. Either way, move the hips to the left heel, extend the right leg forward, hover. Right foot lands or lift the hips first, then land the foot. Exhale, bend into the right knee. Inhale, extend through right leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Inhale, extend through the right leg, lift the right foot. Lower the shin or hips first, then lower the second part. Stand on the shins, tilt forward, balance. High Penelope. Tuck the toes to the hips back, deep squat. 2 more. To the knees to balance. Back to deep squat. Once more to the knees and balance. And back to deep squat. Cool, this time in deep squat, maybe just rock the hips a little bit side to side. Then bring the hands forward in front of you, lower the knees to ground, tabletop. In tabletop, turn the inner wrist to face forward, fingertips towards the knees, shift forwards and backwards a couple of times. Then keeping the fingers pointing to the knees, flip to the backs of the hands. Keep moving around. Bring the palms to mat, step the feet back, plank pose. Then roll to the outer edge of the left foot, side plank. Reach the right arm up to the ceiling. Keep the outer left hip lifted. Bring the right hand to mat, switch sides. Outer right hip stays lifted as you roll to the outer edge of the right foot. The feet could be stacked or you could just align the feet with one another. Bring the left hand to ground, plank pose. Exhale, lower both knees to mat. Flip to the backs of the hands, face the fingers towards one another. Just bend and straighten the elbows a few times. Bring the palms to mat. Once more, step the feet back, plank pose. Roll to the outer edge of the left foot, side plank, lift the right arm. Option to stay or pick up the left foot, bring the left knee as close to the left tricep as you can. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Land the right hand. Roll to the outer edge of the right foot, side plank, lift the left arm. Stay or pick up right foot, right knee to right tricep. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Land the left hand. Lower both knees. Sit the hips back to the heels and shake out the hands for a moment. Cool. Find your way to downward facing dog. And of course, let the first few moments in downward facing dog be full of whatever movement just comes naturally into your body right now. Then on the inhale, lift the right leg to sky. On the exhale, bring the right shin behind the forearms. Hovering pigeon pose. Keep the shoulders forward over the wrist. 3-point down dog, inhale, right leg extends up and back. On the exhale, step the right foot outside the right hand. Lunge twist, inhale, lift the right arm up to the ceiling. On the exhale, slide the left shin behind the right heel. Sit the hips behind the left heel. So you'll tilt the upper body back, land the left forearm. On the inhale, pick up the hips, pick up the left shin, and slide the left shin up towards the back of the right knee. Keep the hips lifted. Exhale, lower left shin towards right heel. Inhale, elevator the shin up. Exhale, lower to heel. Now lower the left shin, lower the hips. Press off of the left forearm, bring the upper body forward inside the right knee. On the exhale, step the left knee to the back of the mat. Low lunge, inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Exhale, hands to mat, downward facing dog. Inhale, wave forward to plank pose. On the exhale, lower everything to the mat. Keep the hands exactly where they are. Low cobra pose on the inhale. Press down through the heels of the hands to lift the upper body. Exhale, lower the chest. Take the knees into the mat, tabletop, inhale. Then exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to sky. Exhale, left shin behind the forearms, hovering pigeon. 3-point down dog, inhale. Exhale, step left foot outside the left hand. Lunge twist, inhale, lift the left arm. Exhale, slide right shin behind left heel, sit hips down. Lean the upper body back, land the right forearm. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the right shin up to the back of the left knee. Exhale, lower shin towards heel. Inhale, slide up. Exhale, lower down. Land the right shin and hips, press off of the right forearm. Then exhale, step the right knee to the back of the mat. Low lunge, inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, hands to mat, downward facing dog. Inhale, wave forward, plank pose. Exhale, lower everything down. Low cobra, inhale. Exhale, lower. Take knees into mat, tabletop, inhale. Hips up and back, downward dog, exhale. Same movements, inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right shin behind forearms. 3-point down dog, inhale. Exhale, right foot outside, right hand. Lunge twist, inhale, lift right arm. Exhale, left shin behind right heel, sit down. Lean back, inhale, lift the hips, lift the left shin, slide up to the right knee. Exhale, hover to heel. Inhale, slide up. Exhale, hover. Lower left shin and hips. Lean the upper body forward to exhale, step the left foot back. Lower knee, low lunge, inhale. Exhale, hands to mat, downward facing dog. Inhale, wave forward, plank pose. Stay or exhale, push up. Lower knees, shift hips back, lower forearms this time. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left shin behind forearms. 3-point down dog, inhale. Exhale, left foot outside, left hand. Lunge twist, inhale, lift left arm. Exhale, right shin behind left heel, sit down. Lean back, inhale, lift the hips, lift the right shin up to the left knee. Exhale the heel. Inhale, knee. Exhale, heel. Land the shin and hips. Upper body forward. Exhale, step right knee back. Low lunge, inhale. Exhale, hands to mat, downward facing dog. Inhale, wave forward plank. Stay or exhale, push up. Lower knees, lower forearms. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, hips up and back, downward dog. One more round, inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right shin behind forearms. 3-point down dog, inhale. Exhale, right foot outside, right hand. Lunge twist, inhale, lift right arm. Exhale, left shin behind right heel, sit down. Just one time, lean back, land the left forearm. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the left shin, slide it up. Exhale, hover to heel. Land the shin and hips. Press off of the left forearm. Step the left knee back, low lunge, inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, hands to mat, downward dog. Inhale, wave forward plank. Stay or exhale, push up. Lower knees, lower forearms. Inhale, upward facing or low cobra. Exhale, hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, lift left shin. Exhale, left shin behind forearms. 3-point down dog in. Exhale, left foot outside, left hand. Lunge twist, inhale, lift left arm. Exhale, right shin behind left heel, sit down. Lean back, land the right forearm. Inhale, lift the hips, slide the right shin up. Exhale, lower to heel. Lower hips and right shin. Press off the right hand, step right knee back. Low lunge, inhale. Exhale, hands to mat, downward dog. Inhale, wave forward plank pose. This time we'll just lower everything to the ground on the exhale. Cross the forearms in front of you. Bend the knees, sway the shins side to side. So adding on to this roll onto our backs that we were doing earlier. On the exhale, roll to the left, land the right foot. Keep the left foot off of the ground. Now bring the left forearm to the mat. Inhale, lift the upper body. Extend the left leg away from you. Lift to the left hand. On the exhale, pick up the hips. Bend the left knee, land it next to the left shin. Lift the left hand, inhale, pick up the right foot. Extend the right leg away from you. Then exhale, cross the right ankle on front of the left thigh. So hovering pigeon position. Extend the right leg away, inhale. Exhale, land the right foot. Land the left hand outside the left shin. Pick up the left shin, inhale, thread the left leg inside of the right leg. Exhale, lower the hips, lower the left forearm, then roll onto your belly, bend both knees, sway the shin side to side. Good. Exhale, roll to the right. This time left foot lands, right foot stays lifted. Land the right forearm, then lift to the right hand. Extend the right leg away. Exhale, lift the hips. Bend the right knee, land the shin next to the right hand. Inhale, lift the right hand, lift the left foot. Extend the left leg away from you. Cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Once more, extend the left leg away. Then bend the left knee, exhale, land the left foot in the right hand. Pick up the right shin, inhale, extend the right leg through. Exhale, lower the hips, lower the right forearm. Roll on to your belly. Bring the forearms to ground, elbows under shoulders. Dig the knees into the mat. Going back to the supported forearm plank. On the exhale, lift the hips and thighs. Now this time, lift the right knee, bring it as close to the right tricep as you can. Land the right knee behind you. Pick up the left knee to left tricep. Step the left knee back, 2 more each side. Right knee, right tricep. Then back. Left knee, left tricep. Then back. Once more, right to right. Left to left. Now lower hips, lower thighs. Cross the forearms in front of you. Once more each side. Roll to the left. Land the right foot and left forearm. Lift the upper body to lift to the left hand. Exhale, pick up the hips. Land left shin next to left hand. Inhale, pick up the left hand and right shin. Extend the right leg away. Cross the right shin on top of the left thigh. One addition, extend the right leg away. Now rebend the right knee, cross the right shin behind the left hamstrings. So like a reverse pigeon position almost. Re-extend the right leg, inhale. Bend the right knee, land the foot, land the left hand. Exhale, thread the left leg through. Land the hips, land the left forearm. Roll to the belly. Roll to the right. Exhale, land the left foot and right forearm. Inhale, lift the upper body to lift the right hand. Exhale, pick up the hips, land right shin next to right hand. Inhale, pick up the right hand and left foot. Extend the left leg away. Exhale, cross left ankle on right thigh. Re-extend the left leg, inhale. Exhale, this time left shin behind the hamstring. Re-extend the left leg, inhale. Bend the left knee, exhale, land the left foot and right hand. Pick up the right shin, thread the leg through. Land the hips, land the right forearm. Roll back to center. Bring the forearms to ground, elbows under shoulders. Dig the knees into the mat. Supported forearm plank on the exhale. Lift the hips, lift the thighs. 3 times each side. Right knee to right elbow. Left knee to left elbow. 3, 2, 1. Lower hips, lower thighs. Press the hips back towards the heels, child's pose. And again, just for the moment in our child's pose, together take a full inhale breath through the nose. Open mouth, audibly exhale. On the inhale, round the spine up to a seated position. Bring the hands forward, downward facing dog, lift the hips up and back. So a little sun salutation variation. On the inhale, lift the toes, bend knees, look forward. On the exhale, step, step, or float the right foot to ground and the left shin behind the right heel. Send the hips to the ground behind the left heel just for a moment. So the shape that we were in our first moving sequence from downward dog, we're in it now, straight from downward dog. From here, lean the upper body forward, lift the hips, land the hands. On the exhale, step, step, or hop to deep squat. So you could move off of the foot and shin simultaneously or one at a time. Now with the hands planted on the exhale, step, step the feet back to downward dog. Inhale, lift the toes, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, step, step, or hop, left foot and right shin behind left heel. Sit down for the moment. Inhale, tilt forward, land the hands, lift the hips. Exhale, step, step, or hop to deep squat. Shift weight to the hands, step back, downward dog. A little bit quicker, inhale, lift the toes. Exhale, step, step, or hop, right foot and left shin. And then step, step, or hop, deep squat. Step, step, downward dog. Inhale, lift the toes, bend knees. Exhale, step, step, or hop, left foot and right shin. Step, step, or hop, deep squat. Step, step, downward dog. Cool, lower the shins to the ground just for a moment. We'll go 3 times through both sides as fluidly as possible. Now that doesn't mean you have to sprint through it, but move with some sort of pace that you can maintain. Maybe check out the fluidity of this action in the next few moments before we get going. So this could be 1 cycle through a side, being as light on the legs as possible the whole time. Boom, 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 boom. It's very much a Nikki Silverman movement, but I'm doing it today. And we'll see how clunky it is or how smooth it is. Cool. Downward facing dog, 3 times on each side. Ready? Let's go for it. Glide the legs. Maintaining some sort of pace. And when you finish, land the shins on the ground. So the hips back to the heels and just shake out the arms a little bit. A lot of quick action right there. Cool. Come to stand on the shins. Have the knees kind of at the center line of the mat. Then you'll shift to the right shin, lift the left knee to chest. The left shin will stay lifted this whole time. Reach the left leg back, tuck the left toes to the back right corner of the mat. Pull the left knee to chest. Then the right fingertips will go to the back left corner. Back right corner, sorry. Back to center. Left toes to front right corner. Back to hover. Right fingers to front right corner. Back to hover. Land the left shin on the mat. Shift the left shin, pull right knee to chest. So right toes are going to back left corner to tap. Back to hover. Then left fingers to back left corner. Back to hover. Right toes to front left. Hover. Left fingers to front left. Hover. Land the right shin. So we'll do 3 more times on each side. When the left shin is lifted, the left toes and right fingers are going to the back right corner and the front right corner. When the right shin is lifted, the right toes and left fingers are going to the back left corner and front left corner. Cool? Let's go for it. Left shin hovers, back right corner, right fingers follow, front right corner, right fingers follow. Left shin lands, right shin hovers, back left corner, hover, left fingers follow, front left corner, hover, left fingers follow. 2 more times each side. Your own solo game of Twister. Take your time. The slower you move through this, the much more challenging it is. On the other hand, the quicker you move through this, the more you can just fake it. When you finish, stay your hips to your heels. Walk the hands behind you, lean the upper body back, pick up the shins, maybe just bounce the knees a few times. And then exhale, lower shins to ground. Cool. I'm going to turn to face towards the camera. You can stay the way that you're seated if you would like to, but either way, you'll bring the hips to ground, left foot plants, right shin behind left heel. So again, the shape that we've been in multiple times in class today. Now you'll land the right hand outside the right thigh, lean the upper body forward inside the left shin, so you bring weight to the right hand on the left foot. On the exhale, pick up the hips and right shin, bring the right foot to ground, deep squat. Now the right foot could land inside or outside of the right hand, but either way, shift weight to the right foot, bring the left knee into chest rise all the way to stand. Keeping the left knee bent, hinge the left hip to the left. Stay or exhale, fold the upper body about halfway forward. Keep the left knee about where it is. On the inhale, lift the upper body. Left knee back to center. Then exhale, bend the right knee, land the left foot, deep squat. Land the left hand outside or inside the left foot, whatever makes most sense to you. And on the exhale, you'll press into the left hand on the right foot, slide the left shin behind the right heel, sit down for a moment. Keep the left hand planted, back to deep squat, pick up the hips and left shin, land the left foot, shift to left foot, right knee to chest rise. Right knee will hinge to the right. Stay upright or exhale, fold about halfway forward. Think about reaching the sternum forward in front of you. Inhale, lift the upper body. Right knee back to center. Land the right foot, deep squat. Land the right hand outside the right foot. And then slide the right shin behind the left heel. Land the hips. Keep the right hand planted, back to deep squat, exhale, land the right foot. Shift to right foot, left knee to chest rise. Hinge to the left hip. Stay or exhale, fold halfway. Now, cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Bend the right knee, drive the hips back. Keep reaching the sternum forward. Standing pigeon. Inhale, lift the upper body. Lift the left knee out to the left. Left knee back to center. Then exhale, land the left foot, deep squat. Left hand lands outside the left foot. Slide left shin behind right heel, sit down. Then right back to deep squat. Shift the left foot, right knee to chest. Hinge through the right hip. Stay or exhale, fold halfway. Cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh, bend the left knee, drive the hips back. Lift the upper body, inhale, right knee to right. Right knee back to center, exhale, land the right foot, deep squat. Right hand land, slide right shin behind left heel, sit down. One more round through. Pick up the right shin, land the foot, deep squat. Shift to right foot, left knee to chest rise. Left hip hinges, stay or exhale, fold halfway. Left ankle on right thigh, standing pigeon, drive the hips back. Stay, or walk the hands down the right shin, maybe even fingertips to ground. Then start to extend through the right leg and out, taking a folded position with the pigeon leg shape. Just an option. You might use the right leg to walk the hands back up. Lift the upper body. Left knee to left. Then left knee back to center. Land the left foot, deep squat. Land the left hand, slide left shin behind right heel, sit down. Back to deep squat, land the left foot. Shift to left foot, right knee to chest rise. Hinge through the right hip. Stay or hinge the upper body forward. Right ankle on left thigh, bend the left knee. Stay or hands down the left leg, fingertips towards ground. Maybe start to lift up through the sits bones as you extend through the left leg and fold over the left thigh and right ankle and kneel out. You can use the left leg as a guideline, walk the hands back up, lift the upper body. Right knee to right, back to center. Land the right foot, deep squat position. Good. Sit the hips to the ground. Walk the hands behind you. And just rock the knees a little bit side to side. Now we're getting into what could be considered our peak pose or peak poses or peak segment of class today. It may not be what you think a peak pose segment is, but that's totally cool. It's very stretchy as opposed to being incredibly active or demanding. As opposed to incredibly active. I'll remove demanding because these can be demanding as well. Starting in double pigeon pose, left shin to ground, right shin will start to hook on top of the left shin. So maybe think the outer right ankle over the inner left thigh, so you're staying off of the knee joint, and the outer right knee over the inner left ankle. I like to land the hands, pick up the hips, slide them a little bit to the left. That helps to bring the shins more parallel with one another, or at least to create a more even angle of the thighs. And that helps to close the gap between the shins a little bit for me. You can have the hands on the ground the whole time, tilt the upper body forward. This whole time you're trying to stay forward on the sits bones. If you have the range to walk the hands forward or forearms forward in front of you and you would like to, of course, feel free to. Never a requirement. But we'll stay here for the next few breaths. And notice as you are here, maybe that the breath helps encourage the pose. If you walk the hands forward, start to walk the hands back, lift the upper body. Now you'll cross the right thigh on top of the left thigh, moving towards Gomakasana pose. So the left heel is coming towards the outer right hip, the right heel is coming towards the outer left hip. Again, this is a place where I like to lift the hips off of the ground completely to really get a cross of the thighs that's a bit more manageable and a little bit deeper. And then sit the sits bones back to the mat. Again, you could use the hands on the ground outside the hips to keep you upright, maybe to help tilt you forward. As you're tilting forward, the right sits bone might leave the ground completely, and that is just dandy. From there, you could walk the hands forward, you could walk the forearms forward also. Walk the hands back and I'll lift the upper body. You'll keep the cross of the thighs, bring the upper body forward to a tabletop position. So the right thigh is still on top of the left thigh. Now moving into kind of a super secret double Gomakasana situation. If you want to, you could keep the shins pretty parallel with one another behind you, or you could hook the front of the right ankle on the back of the left ankle. Either way, with either leg position, you can start to walk the hands back towards the knees. The right knee will leave the ground. You could start to sit the hips back towards the left heel, but again, the heels and ankles could be all crossed up. They could be parallel with one another as you start to sit back. If the hips are close to the left heel, on the left heel, or you feel supported enough to start to lift one or both hands off the ground in this balanced position, feel free to. And you can always bring the hands right back to the mat if need be. To get out of this, you'll walk the hands forward, uncross the legs in tabletop, and just shake out the legs behind you a little bit. Then you can cross your right shin on top of your left shin behind you. Set your hips behind your heels, and you're ready to take on side number 2. Right shin is on the ground first. Left shin will start to stack. Maybe slide the hips a little bit to the right. Maybe use the hands outside of the hips for a little bit more support. But again, tilting forward to a spot that feels manageable to you. Couple more breaths. And then moving into Gomakasana pose on the second side. Left thigh crosses on the right thigh. Again, maybe you lift the hips off the ground to get this cross more manageable. Tilting forward, maybe left sits bone leaves the mat again. And keeping the cross of the thighs, walk the hands forward through this little deep-seated tabletop position. Shins can go towards parallel. Left ankle could hook on the back of the right ankle. Then maybe start to walk the hands back, lift the left knee. Play with the balance some. And one side could, of course, be drastically different than the other side. You could also keep your hands on the mat the whole time. If you've lifted the hands, let them find their way back to the ground. Uncross the shins, shake out the legs. And then walk the knees back, lower everything to the mat. Cross the forearms in front of you, bend the knees. Sway the shins side to side. For a moment, maybe walk the knees towards one another and just drop the legs out wide. And again, just breathe in this space. Letting gravity weight down the shins and the feet. Then bring the soles of the feet towards one another. Slide the knees out wider. Now just letting the feet rest against one another. Extend the legs long behind you. Setting yourself into kind of a reverse Shavasana position. Letting the body find this resting spot for the next moments of your life. Thanks for joining me in class today. As always, keep on keeping on.